Come join Libby and Molly, the ladies of Consignment Chats, as we talk about all things consignment. Oh my gosh, this is like the coolest thing ever. So today we have with us one of the co-founders of Consignment Chats, Tiffany. Everybody has been asking what is up, what is going on. So we are dying to shine the spotlight on Tiffany of Tiffany's Treasures and Trinkets. So she is joining us today. So thank you, Tiffany, and welcome.
Oh, I love to be here. I miss you guys so much.
You have been a very active part in the community. So most people have kept in touch with you, giving advice, just communicating with people. And so people can, find you there pretty much all the time. Mm-hmm. Oh, your kitty cat's paying us a visit.
Yeah. Oreo wants to be a part of everything.
Oh, that's so sweet. That's so sweet. All right. So for those of you that are just, maybe new Sea Chatters, Tiffany, tell us a little bit about yourself and your business and where you're located.
I feel like that real audio that's going around that says, allow me to reintroduce myself.
Yeah.
That's what I keep thinking. I'm like,
can you wrap it out now?
Well, that's about as rap as I get.
Oh, okay. All right.
Allow me to reintroduce myself. My name is Tiffany. Tiffany's Treasures and Trinkets. I don't know. I'm not a good rapper. I need my son for that.
That was better than I would do, honestly. Tiffany's Treasures and Trinkets is the name of your business. And yeah. Tiffany, I met because we were both consignment sellers in another online group. And
yeah, so I do all consignment, well, mostly consignment. And mostly it has I'm in Hagerstown, Maryland. Let's put it that way. But so it's been mostly consignment through friends and family up till about like a few weeks ago. And now I'm starting to branch out and getting strangers to bring me stuff. So.
Yeah, we had kind of hinted that your business was up to some pretty exciting and big changes. First, I want to talk a little bit about your philosophy, your mission. I know you've been working to kind of put that together. So what does that look like for you now? Like, what's your driving force?
Well, I feel like it's kind of slowly evolving and I still don't have like a mission statement. I might work something out this weekend because I have some people coming here this weekend and we might just brainstorm it out ourselves. I'm not sure. But
so by the time this episode is released, we may be putting Tiffany's mission statement up on social media and she may be taking the Sea Chats Talk Challenge, which is we like people to say their mission statement on TikTok and kind of introduce themselves or on an Instagram reel and use the hashtag Sea Chats Talk. We've done that and we've had a lot of fun with it. The other thing is, can I suggest like go into the community? Type what you have in there so far. See what our Facebook community, see if.
Okay. Yeah, that's a good idea.
Good option.
Internally, I know that there's certain things that I live by personally that I want my store to reflect. And recently,
what are those things, Tiffany?
Well, like recently I set up my website and that's fine. That was, if you watched the Sea Chats New Year's resolutions episode, I talked about how I wanted the mission statement, the contract, the consignor contract, and the website up like right within the first January or February. Mm-hmm. So I've got all those things coming together. I finally got the website up and running. If you go to Tiffany'sTreasuresandTrinkets.com, you can actually see some content there.
And we are linking that up in the show notes. We are linking that up everywhere because that is just really an exciting milestone.
Yeah, and I thought it was I thought it was going to be so hard that I procrastinated it for so long. And then one day I mentioned on my Breakfast with Tiffany that I do on my page, I mentioned that I don't know why I procrastinated it so long because I literally had the website up and hooked up and running in an hour. So
it's like, funny how those things that we dread sometimes are easy and it's the little things that hang us up. Yeah.
But anyway, the website is up, it's hooked up, it's there. I'm adding products to it because I did it as a Shopify website. Well, when I went in a few days later and looked at it from a customer's viewpoint, not logged in as me, I noticed that right underneath the dollar, amount of the item, there was this big thing, big print, big bold print that was like pay on 4 monthly, installments with, Shop Pay or something. And I was like,
Oh yeah, the Shopify setting. Yeah.
and I was like, no, like that just goes against everything I believe in. Like, I don't want people going into debt for my items. Like,
Yeah,
I don't
so talk a little bit about that. Let's take a step back. What you're really, I know one of the things you're really passionate about is debt reduction. So talk a little bit about your philosophy and how that ties into your business.
Mhm. Well, my husband finally convinced me after years to like pay attention to Dave Ramsey and what Dave Ramsey was saying about getting out of debt and how you don't need debt in your life. You don't even need a credit score. Honestly, it's a big myth. Like you can, there's things it's harder, but you can work around things in life without a credit score, which is the credit score is just an I love debt score. I don't want to get too much into the weeds of this whole thing, but it's very important to us, like, to not have debt. So I literally we raised 3 boys. And when we were a blended family, we came together, he had 2 sons and I had 1, and we came together and we had debt. We both had debt. And I remember times when, we were both making less. This was years ago. Both of us had less of a salary, and we literally could not scrape together the money to pay for all 3 boys to go to summer camp at the same summer because of all the monthly payments that we had to make on all the loans and credit cards we had. It was debilitating, the monthly payments. Yeah. And we finally, I mean, it took a while for him to convince me that we could do this and we could get out of debt and we don't need debt. But now I'm like all in.
That is so exciting. I mean, I love to see somebody that's not only like talking the talk, but you are walking the walk and you are incorporating that into your business and into your business philosophy and helping other people as well.
Installment thing showing up on my website, I was like, oh my gosh, no. And I did all this research and I figured out how to turn it off.
One of the things that you do, and it's part of your brand, is to do every package like a gift. I'm sorry, what is your tagline? Please tell us.
Orders sent like a gift to a friend.
Yes, orders sent like gifts to a friend. And you do such a fantastic job of that. Like, somebody knows if they're coming to shop with you, they are going to get a beautifully wrapped package. Or if they send it to a friend, they can send it right from your store to a friend and purchase a gift that way. And I just love how you've branded yourself that way, and what a beautiful job you do with that. What would you recommend to somebody or what advice would you give to somebody that was thinking like of adopting that sort of philosophy for their store?
Well, I think that your store has to be a reflection of you and what you believe in. I mean, people, we've heard this many times from a lot of experts to say people want to buy from people they know, like, and trust. And if you're out there saying, what you're about, and then people that also believe in that will come to you. I mean, they will come, and you just need to be sure about what you believe in. I mean, the other thing I believe in is that I rarely use the USPS free shipping boxes, like it's free supplies. So you don't have to pay for them. But I think it's a waste of a tree.
Because this is what I tell my kids all the time. Nothing in life is free. Nothing is free. Nothing. There's nothing free.
And, I buy a lot online. I save every box. I save every bit of packing material, every bubble wrap, every tissue paper, everything. And I reuse everything. I mean, I order online a lot. You know that. I order from you. I order from everyone. And everything that comes in, I reuse again. Yeah, I love that. If you see, I did a whole tour of my basement area on my Breakfast at Tiffany's. You can see it on my YouTube channel.
Yeah, let's talk about that next. I want to get into that next.
Okay, so I show all my boxes, and they're all the brown, cardboard boxes that I've gotten in this house, or that my friends bring me.
But yeah, definitely there are people out there that really like eBay because of that. Have you ever gotten the messages Please ship my box with as little packaging as possible, in something recycled if you're able to do that. Do you ever get those messages?
Oh, I haven't.
Oh,
but
yeah. Yeah, I get them
mm,
frequently. So I think that's one of the reasons people like to shop on eBay and like to shop from small businesses, because they know we're doing those sort of things. And
mhm.
when you buy from a big box retailer, you're obviously not getting that. Yes, I've had people specifically request that. So,
I actually bought something. I bought some earrings the other day from Ashley at A&B Consignment,
oh yeah.
and she sent them in the a poly mailer, but it was not poly, I don't think, and it said the bag was 100% compostable.
Oh yeah, aren't they great?
And I was like, oh my gosh, like I have to look into that because that was really cool.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I
Uh,
love that. I'm big into we love composting here. We're like, we're composting nerds at my house.
we've tried it a couple times and
Yeah.
failed. I don't think we haven't done it very well.
So not to get too off the subject, but I'm going to mention this. So there is, it's called Back to Earth Compost Crew. You maybe have seen them on Instagram. They're local to me. But they provide the service where they go around to restaurants and they go around to people's homes and they pick up all the scraps and they compost and they provide that service. How
Oh,
cool is
wow.
that?
That's really neat.
So you don't have to have that, and think of like restaurants, how much compost they have. But all right, that's kind of off subject, but I
Yeah.
just wanted to, I'm going to give them a shout out. All right, so we know all about that. Let's talk a little bit about breakfast at Tiffany's and how that ties into your mission and why you decided to do that and what your goal is there. Tell people what breakfast at Tiffany's is, first of all.
Well, back in October, you and I and Libby and Molly went to the Business Boutique Conference in Nashville.
Yes.
And we heard a lot about branding and how important it is to be, true to yourself and stuff like that, and how to make things, yours. And then in the car on the way home, the song came on, or they were not the song. The thing that said, "Do you remember Breakfast at Tiffany's?" or whatever.
Yeah.
The Green Day. Isn't it Green Day? I don't know who it is, but not Green Day.
Forget.
I don't know. But anyway, it came on and then it suddenly hit me and I was in the back seat and I yelled, "Oh my gosh, I can do Breakfast at Tiffany." And that's where it came to me, because I was already, thinking, and I was writing notes and I was planning stuff. And then that song came on and I was like, oh, wow, I can do that. So I've started doing this video every Friday where I just come on and talk. And sometimes it's me, sometimes I have a guest, but sometimes it's a tour of my house, and sometimes I'll show you a unbox a consignment. So anything could happen on a Breakfast with Tiffany's.
I love it. I think it's great. So it is on, I've noticed you do it across platforms, but I think primarily it's YouTube, right? It's on the Tiffany's Treasures and Trinkets YouTube channel.
It is on the YouTube channel, but I also put it on Instagram and Facebook.
Yeah. Okay. That's really neat. So if you guys haven't seen that, we're going to link that up. Check that out. It's a lot of fun to get a behind the scenes look at what's going on at Tiffany's Treasures and Trinkets and kind of connect with what she's doing. It's awesome.
And it all varies. Like it's different every week. And some weeks it's only a 4-minute video, and some weeks it's a 20-minute video. It just depends on on what's happening.
Yeah. And if like people are looking for something a little different, like there's a lot of reselling channels out there that do hauls and things like that. So this is maybe a little break. If you're looking for something a little bit different, this is it. This is it. Have breakfast with Tiffany. So your primary source of inventory, people generally want to know that. You're a very successful consignment seller. What is your primary source of inventory?
Mostly friends, and now, and then it's expanding to friends of friends, friends of my assistant Lori's, like, just words getting out, through word of mouth, and people just keep coming. And there's no shortage. There's so much down there that I am now going to, as of today, be hiring somebody else to help.
Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah. So you're just like every other consignment seller in the fact that you have a lot of inventory. Is there anything that somebody just starting, and let's keep this, let's see if, what advice would you give to somebody just starting? And they're just looking at the whole picture and it can be a little bit overwhelming. And it can be something that you wish you'd done differently from the beginning. I know. There's so much to think about. Like, I'm just going to do an aside here. So when we did, a lot of people say, don't compare yourself. That's been a pretty common answer. Ashley from A&B Consignment actually had something that we hadn't heard before. And hers was organization. Be super, super organized with everything from the very beginning. Which,
well, I mean, that's great advice. And I have done that. I'm a pretty organized person. One thing that I would do from the beginning, which I haven't done, and I still haven't done, is the contract, the agreement. Because I sort of fell into consignment. Like I knew I was going to up my eBay. I'd always been an eBay seller.
Yeah. On
and off with my own stuff. And I sort of stumbled into the consignment world.
And I think that happens with most consignment sellers.
Yeah.
I think that happens. Yeah.
And so I wasn't prepared with a contract. And I know you do a thing about being consignment ready, but this was all very years ago and I was not prepared. And so all these, it just kept ballooning, snowballing with more and more people. And I still don't have a contract. And it's like, now I've got this stranger that just came to me. I haven't done our stuff yet, but I'm going to get this contract done within a week or two.
Poster child for why every reseller should be consignment ready.
Yes. Don't let it get
even if you're not thinking about consignment, just have one ready. Just have.
I don't think anything's going to happen with the people that I have already. I mean, I don't think it's going to be a problem, but you never know when there's going to be a problem. So.
Sure. Yeah. You don't know when there's going to be a problem. And sometimes people are just curious about how you do stuff. Like I find that a lot, like family or friends that they don't really care. Even sometimes people that are just donating things and they don't really care about the money or the terms of consignment. They are a lot of times genuinely interested, like, oh, what happens with the items? Like when you're done and, how do you work all that? Because they like to be able to tell their friends, oh, I found this great consignment place and this is kind of what they do. So
yeah. Plus I do things a little bit differently than a lot of consignment shops with my terms. And so it'd be good to have that in writing for people.
Yeah. What is Ashley from A&B? My favorite thing. Oh, she's got a couple of shout outs in this episode. I think her mission aligns well with what you do as well. Be proud of what you do and tell everyone. And you can use your contract as a tool to do that, I guess. I hadn't really thought about that, but.
Yeah.
All right. All right. So speaking of pride, this is what I really, really want to know is what you are most proud of about your business.
I'm just really proud of how it has evolved and grown. I'm really proud of just keeping more stuff out of the landfills, just promoting the secondhand market, that kind of thing. I just love that, giving all these second and third chances to everything, that people want to get rid of. And I just love that. Yeah.
I mean, you have so much. I think our C chatters are going to be so thrilled to see this update from you and just the new things you've started and how far you've come and how well you're doing is just awesome to see. Is there anything we missed, anything you really want to get out there about your business or to our C chatters?
For live sales this year.
Oh, yeah. Let's talk about live sales a little bit because we talk about that so much in our community and you've been really supportive in that aspect. So tell us all about what's going on.
Well, I really know that creating a consistency on the live sale thing is very important. Have some sort of consistency. So Lori, my assistant, and I talked about it and we decided that once a month would be good to start. We'll see how it goes. We might do more, but once a month for sure. And we plan to do it on the 4th Sunday of every month.
That's really exciting.
So I don't know if that's consistent enough, but we're going to try.
I don't know. We did a lot of chatting in our, if you guys haven't caught our episode, our roundtable episode, we had a couple members of our C Chats community come together and talk about live sales and give advice on what works, what doesn't. And I think we might have to do like a follow-up in about 6 months about how all that's working.
Right.
And I'm curious why a lot of places do live sales. They're kind of like falling, I don't want to say falling out of favor. They're looking different now that people still can go out and shop, and they really peaked during the pandemic when, you know, people were confined and doing a lot of online shopping. So what is your goal with the live sales?
To eventually start to reach a broader audience, and then just, you know, bring people together and have some fun. Like if you know me, you know I love holidays. And I decorate.
Really? I didn't notice. All right. So for those of you listening on podcasts, I'm definitely going to put a screenshot of this up on social media, on Instagram and Facebook, so you can see how Tiffany is decked out for the holidays.
So I decorate that tree for every holiday. Everyone, like, it'll be green next month for, you know, for St. Patrick's Day, you know. And so I decided that, and, you know, because I also do a post every day about the national days. I mean, I just love holidays. So we're going to kind of make each sale holiday themed for the month. So like the first one we did at the end of January was all about Valentine's Day, and everything was sort of red. The next one we do will be green, will be about St. Patrick's Day. Not that everything I'm selling is green, but it will be a lot of green.
So like having themed sales, that's really fun. That's really fun.
Yeah.
And I was at your first monthly live sale, not your first ever live sale, but your first monthly live sale. And it was really a lot of fun with you and Laurie, and the theme. I happen to love Valentine's Day in red and pink. So I was like in my glory. It was fun. A couple other C chatters hopped over. So if you're not a member of our community and you could use a little support, hop over there and not only get tips and tricks, but we really like to support each other and our endeavors. So the one thing we didn't mention, and I feel like we need to mention, is our book club, the C Chats book club, because you've been a very active member of that, and you're an admin in the group for the book club.
Book right here.
Oh, you have your next one, How to Win Friends and Influence People. Awesome.
And I've got the newer version. My husband has the ancient version.
1930 something. Yeah. And you recommended our first book. So do you want to talk a little, just mention that and how that ties into your business?
Sure. I was just actually telling my husband last night that about some of the lessons we learned in Take Back Your Time, which was the first book we read by Christy Wright.
No, I was thinking of the one before that even.
Oh, that one.
Yes. We've been at this for a while.
I forgot about that one. That one changed my whole life.
Changed your business, but hey.
Well, you know, I was late reading it. I didn't read it on the schedule of the book club. So
yeah, that's fine.
That's it. But the first one book we did is Profit First by Mike Michalowicz. And like I said, I was behind on that one. Libby started implementing it before I did, but when I started implementing it, it was like, oh my gosh, such a life changer. And I swear I recommend that cash management system to any seller, because it's so vital to keep your consignor's money separate from all your operating money. And, you know, I know not everyone cashes out, you know, every month. So you have a pool sitting there, and just knowing, like, paying yourself first and knowing that there's a profit, and then knowing what to spend, what you have left to spend on expenses afterwards, is just life-changing.
It really is. And I think it probably ties really well in with your debt-free philosophy as well, because it is a cash management system. Yeah.
Right. And they encourage if you are in debt, they have a way to pay off that too. So I love that. Yeah. I'm all into that. I listen to the podcast all the time, and
yeah, it's great, isn't it? I really enjoy that as well. So if you guys haven't listen to the recap of that. We have an episode that's the recap of Profit First, but we also have the C Chats book club. You can go back and you can see some of the things we talked about with that, and or join us for the new one. What the heck? What the heck? If you just can't get enough of Tiffany, then get in the book club. You got your priority, and that is your store. That is Tiffany's Treasures and Trinkets.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I don't want to take your time up because obviously you're going into like a crazy busy weekend, and it was so much fun having you. Thank you so much for agreeing, and thank you for being
here. I love it.
Yeah. We do have a lot of fun, don't we?
We do
have a lot of fun. And I can't wait to put this episode out so all of our C chatters can hear from you and see the amazing things you've been doing over the past couple of months. So you can find us on cchats.com, or I'm sorry, consignmentchats.com for all ways to connect with Consignment Chats, the community, the book club, all that good stuff. And if you haven't yet, like and subscribe to Consignment Chats. If you are listening on podcast, please drop us a review. It means a lot. And you can do that in Apple Podcasts or Spotify now. But until next week, do you have your mug? Do you have a mug?
No.
All right. Just
I'm all red.
there we go. All right. It's red. It's appropriate. All right. Cheers.
Cheers.
Thanks for joining Libby and Molly, the ladies of Consignment Chats. To find out more and keep chatting, find Consignment Chats on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and podcast. As always, you can find all of this information at consignmentchats.com. Thanks for joining us.